So, what sorts of things can be automatic unfair dismissal? I'm Richard Hiron, also known as the Hironator, and I'm an employment law solicitor. So there are lots of things that can be automatic unfair dismissal or automatically unfair dismissal, which is an equally valid phrase. We don't have the time in this video to go through absolutely everything, but I still want to give you a flavour of the sorts of things that could be automatic unfair dismissal. So for example, let's say that you have a part-time employee or a fixed-term employee and you dismiss them because they are a part-time employee or a fixed-term employee. Well, in that case, that can be automatic unfair dismissal. Another situation is if you have a 0 hours employee. Now, let's say, for example, that you say to them that during this 0 hours contract, you can only work for me. You cannot go and work for anybody else. Now, before we leap into that, if we actually go into that a little bit deeper, you can't actually say that to a 0 hours employee or a 0 hours worker. But let's say that you have said it to a 0 hours employee and you then dismiss them because they've gone and started doing work with somebody else. That can be automatic unfair dismissal. Now, the third situation that I want to cover today is what we call a 2P transfer. Now, this is when one employee is moving from one employer to another employer, but their continuity of service, their employment, remains intact as if there's been no change or very little change. Now, in that kind of situation, if you are the employer that is transferring the employee or the employer that is receiving the employee, and you say, actually, no, we don't want this employee, get rid of them, that can be automatic unfair dismissal. So, I hope that's covered off some of the situations, but remember to be very mindful and very wary of this area of law. In the meantime, if you want to open the door on employment law, bring it to the Hironator.